Yo, what's going on, guys? Seahawks here. Today, I'm going to be using Madden 23 to try and predict every single NFL game happening this week. We're going to start off here with the first game of the week, where it looks like the LA Rams have absolutely destroyed the Buffalo Bills. I mean, it looks like the Bills aren't quite as good as people said they would be this year. LA seemed to have dominated the play in every single aspect of the game and got a well-deserved victory here. Next up, we've got the Saints versus the Falcons. And once again, it looks like we've got a crazy blowout game here, where we've got 42-10 for the Saints. I mean, by the looks of it here, the Saints could have a pretty great season if they play like this, and I'm sure they'd be more than happy with this start. The Falcons seem to have made a couple silly mistakes here, and because of that, the Saints were able to take advantage of that and just completely destroy them. In Cleveland's game against the Panthers, we have our very first close game here, with the Panthers just barely winning by a field goal. Now, this game was neck and neck all the way through, but it looks like with a couple of lucky plays, the Panthers were able to take home the win. Once again here, we have another close win where Chicago have just barely beaten San Francisco by a field goal. With almost identical offensive yards, this game was a hard-fought battle and could have gone either way. The Steelers lost to the Bengals by only 6 points here, and this might be the start of a great season for Joe Burrow and the Bengals, but I guess only time will tell. The Lions versus the Eagles game was a very high-scoring game, and the Eagles definitely had a chance here, but the Lions were just too persistent with their run game and just barely got the win. The Colts narrowly lost out to the Texans in a pretty average game. The Texans got a nice start to the season here, but we'll have to see if they can keep up this momentum. I don't even know what to say here. It looks like the Patriots we all know and hate are back again this season with a whopping 42-10 win over the Dolphins, but we're gonna have to wait until next week to see if they can keep this up. The Ravens beat the New York Jets in a pretty high-scoring game here. The Jaguars made a pretty nice display here against the Commanders and seemed to have taken control the entire time to get this 30-24 win. The Giants just barely beat the Titans here with a touchdown in overtime. This is definitely a game you'd want to watch and would leave the fans on the edge of their seats right until the very end. The Cardinals just barely beat Kansas City 28-23, leaving Kansas City with not their ideal start to the season, but hopefully they'll be able to get back to their glory soon enough. The Raiders had an awful start to their season here against the Chargers, losing 42-13. It seemed like they just didn't know what they were doing in this game. The Packers are just barely beating the Vikings here 27-21 in a pretty close game here. This rivalry would definitely be one you'd want to watch out for, and it could have gone either way. Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers just barely lost out to Dallas here by a single field goal where they had to go into overtime. Now, this would have been a super duper close game. As you can see, there are so many offensive yards here. Definitely one that you would want to watch. And lastly, the Broncos beat the Seahawks 42-19 in an absolute upset for the Seahawks here. Unfortunately, they couldn't get the win that they wanted to start off the season, but maybe they'll turn it around. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, and I can't wait to see if Madden 23 was able to predict any of these games correctly. I'm going to be making a video every single week simulating all of the NFL games, so make sure you subscribe to never miss one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.